Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahanavavadu Sahanav Bhunattu Sakaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vadidamastu Ma Vitvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvaraya Murtave Brahma Vidyacharya Naciketas. Namaskaram. So we are in the Kathopanishad, second Adhyaya, third Valli, and we saw fourth mantra in the last class. Eka Chedashakat Bhotum Prak Sarirasya Visrasaha Tada Sartyeshu Lokeshu Sariratvaya Kalpate Eka Chedashakat Bhotum. Raja is giving a gentle warning to Naciketas that Iha Sarirasya Visrasaha Prak. When you are in this body, Visrasaha means decay, destroy. Before this body destroys, that means before the death comes to you, Brahmam Bhotum, that you understand the Atma, understand the Brahman, attain the Atma Jnanam. Chet Ashagat, in case if you are not going to do that, what's going to happen? Tadaha, for that reason, Sargeshu Lokeshu Sariratvaya Kalpate. You will attain more and more bodies in different kinds of world. In other words, your Jiva Yatra of embodied life continues. So here the conditional clause is given. If you want to terminate the samsara, remember always, samsara, we generally say birth and death, but in a finest understanding is, does not matter whether you are born or not born, whether you are embodied or not, are you free? Are you free from all the entanglements? Then you become the part of the Ishvara Leela, you have no samsara. That means it is not the birth and the number of birth that decides whether you are in samsara or not, whether you have manasa tapa. If you are grieving, if you are anxious, if you are afraid, if you are not feeling free, you have samsara. So you can get out of the samsara if you attain the Atma Jnanam. The conditional clause is iha, in this birth. And the time, prak sarirasya visrasaka, before your body becomes decayed. So it basically telling us that narajanmam durlapam. If you are not able to appreciate the importance of what you got in this world, being born as a human being, you will miss out, because there is no guarantee that you will have a Manushya Janma again, where your intellectual capacity, your free will allows you to even question God and find an answer. If you miss that opportunity, who knows? I may be a worm, I may be a bird, I may be a tiger. where I don't have the dharma niyati to understand Atma Jnanam. So this is a very precious part. And it says in a way that start learning this, try to understand and obtain this before you go to the deathbed of old age or disease or incapacitated. You know, in a way, it is saying that go and take the Vedanta study, Vedanta Shravana. Now, these days, if you see, we have young adult coming to a class. Many of you are here young. Somebody must tell you, what are you doing? No, you are an investment banker, you are a computer scientist, and go and earn money, build houses, get married, get children, get the children get married, let you get a grandchildren, see them all comfortably settled. Then you can go and study the Veda. It looks like, that kind of a feeling is because of the misnomer. When somebody learns Vedanta, because we normally see the Vedanta, the Atma Vicharam, discussing freely about the death and birth, all that is happening generally with sannyasis who renunciate life. So if a young man or young woman, the young age, learn Vedanta, they may give up everything in this life. They may be just wandering away from the home. So who is going to take care of me as a parent? So all these worries are there. But this is a lack of understanding of the truth. The sannyasis are wandering around because they could not find the peace in where they were. And therefore they wanted to go and find a place. It is the chosen lifestyle. Sannyasam, in this sense, is a lifestyle. It does not give you any qualification to be reverential unless you are seeking the reverence in you. Then the seeking can happen anywhere, is it not? Now, when you learn all this, when you retire, when you are old age, physically not able to do, diseases are compelling me. The Sunday, Saturday classes give me some healing, so I spend some time. So if you come to have a temporal cure for anxiety, that's fine. That's a good thing to do. That is just better than watching a television. But then you will think, had I only know this before, if I have known this before, I would have done it before. Is it not? Just touch your heart, and those who take Vedanta at this age, and you have to think, I only wish I had it before. Why? Because Vedanta does not ask you to renunciate the world. It asks you to renunciate the conditional attachment to this world. Enjoy the world. As an actor enjoying the role, enjoy the role. When you become detached to what you do well, is it not? It's a general management study. Any job you do, a sportsman, when you're about to run, don't think of failure, success. Don't think of anybody else. It is you are competing against yourself. Focus on the task. All that is what? Become detached to everything else. Vedanta. So a Vedanta Jnanam, when you have it in the early age, that's how the Gurukulams were before. See, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Purushartha. Our goals are four. But they are progressive goals. So when the child doesn't want to eat, what do we tell? Eat. When you eat, you grow stronger. So the immediate goal is to feed the child, but you give the perpetual goal to go stronger. You're not afraid to tell the child, you'll grow stronger. It has no sense to it, but it knows there is something bigger than this, right? So always in any pursuit, if you know the ultimate goal, but intermediate goals are worthwhile. You'll appreciate more. Is it not? So if the ultimate goal is liberation, freedom, but I am not there yet, for every other goal that I set for myself is going to be towards that goal. And that is given by Vedanta. So if you learn that in the brahmacharya, in the school age, that there is all this Atma Tattvam, Brahma Tattvam, then you come back into the traditional world and you become married, become family life, then you execute your role as a grihastha, execute your role as a husband, wife, do performance in the world, do pujas and yajnam, not for the moksha, just to prepare your mind for the moksha, for the chitta shuddhi. So we put the cart before the horse. Keep the Vedantam at the end of it. Don't worry. Just go and pray to God. Crack the coconut. Do Sahasnama Parayana. They are all doing good things. Whether you like it or not, eating a vitamin makes you stronger. But you don't have the purpose. You are unable to convince a child. And these days, children are very bright in the worldly sense. They ask questions. You can't just tell them there is God. If you pray to God, things will happen. No. So that's why here this mantra, what is therefore implied before we disappear from this world. Now, this before clause is a very risky clause. How do I know when I'm going to disappear? I may be suffering from a disease but live for 120 years. I may be perfectly healthy and could go next moment. So I really do not know when I'm going to discard this body. That means do it now. Any moment you can afford, learn it. Suppose I started learning it. I come to the classes. Okay, I missed the early days. Doesn't matter. I can recap. I now learn it. But before I can complete this learning, my body falls down. So this is not a doubt that comes to you and me. It came to Arjuna as well. You remember in Gita, Bhagavad Gita in the chapter 6, Arjuna asked the question to Bhagavan. Bhagavan says the same thing. Learn this now, Atma Jnanam, attain it. Then he says, Ayedi Shraddhayo Bheto Yogacha Chalita Manasaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddham Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kam Gadim Krishna Kam Gadim Gachati. Krishna, Kam Gadim Gachati. What is my passage? When Yohaj Chalita Manasaka, my mind become agitated. Who am I? Ayedi Shraddhayo Bhedam. Shraddhaya Bhedam. So Shraddhaya Upayadaha means very keenly engaged. In what? In the Vedanta. So when I engage with Ayati, but mind becomes chalitam manasika. So therefore I am aprapyam from samchidam, from the highest position of learning the Atma Jnanam, aprapyam. I fell down. See, Arjuna asked two questions here, two different things. I am following Vedanta. I wanted to get the Atma Jnanam. The Mother Raja has told now I need to do it. I'm pursuing it. But I died. So my motive is good, but I didn't achieve my Atma Jnana. What happened? That is not my fault. My prarabdha took me away. Or I'm not dead, but I have fallen from this absolutely brilliant position of beseeching the Atma Jnanam. I fell from that position because my mind wavered. Now, this is who doesn't have this question? I have it, you have it. I put my heart to it. It doesn't happen. Of course, Krishna gave them in an eloquent way, which is the root from the Kathopanishad. So we saw this mantra in the last class, so we don't need to really do. So basically, what I'm saying is understand the preciousness of our nature. I think here he is giving you different world where you may exist. So your question is how in this world iha janmaha, how can I get Atma Jnanam? So Yamadrata Maharaj is going to tell you, okay, here you can get it because of this reason. If you don't get it here, what other worlds are there? Infinite. But Vedas gives you in a kind of a summary 7 above and 7 below, 14 worlds. You know, Bhu, Swaha, Maha, Tapa, like that, up to Brahmaloka, or Athala, Vitala, Patala, like that. So there are different worlds. So Sarveshu Lokeshu Kalpate, that means if I die without having Atma Jnanam, I have to be in one of these worlds, including the earth. I may be born again with the body. So Avatar Raja completely discards the lower form of the worlds of the conversation because that is very difficult because you are lower than even human beings. Above, suppose you do a lot of punyams, what happens to you? So he takes 4 domains of experiences, 4 worlds of existence. Bhulokam, Pitrulokam, all the maids, all the deceased, all those uh, people who died go as a temporal transit place. Or Gantharva Loka, which is all the Devalokas, or the Brahma Loka, the ultimate Loka, from where you can get Kaivalya. So there are in between, there are many, so we can ignore this. These 4 give a very good grouping for us. So what is the mantra says? Yato darshe tadatmani yada swapne tada pitruloke yada apsu pariva tatrushe tata gandharvaloke chaya tabayoriva brahmaloke yada darshe tadatmani yada Adarsha. You have to split it like that. Adarsha means where you get the darshana, which is the mirror. Yata adarshe tada atmani. Okay, this is what Upanishad sometimes doesn't give you all the words. You need to fill up the words. It says, like you see in the mirror in this world, you can see the Atma. That's what the meaning of it. It means if I want to have, right now you think of an Atma Darshanam. Atma Jnanam means Atma Darshanam. Atma Darshanam means doesn't matter to right now thinking, seeing. Okay? We will have a deeper meaning later. It says, like you see in a mirror. In a mirror, when you see yourself, you see your pratibhimbam. Would you ever say, hey, that is somebody else? No. You say, that is me. Is it not? So you are able to see, you are able to do, correct yourself, dress yourself, because you take that image of yourself as your true nature. That means there is no confusion about that. Clarity is there. That is the pratibhimbam. This is bimbam. This is original, that is the reflection. But for all other purposes, the reflection is a true representation of myself. Is it not? You don't need any more clarity from anybody else. You don't need to ask somebody else, is it me? Of course, if you're mentally insane, that's a different thing. That is how in the Bhulok. But what happened, the mirror is dirty, filthy, dark spots there. My Pratibhimbam looks like that. But that is easy peasy, because what you can do, just wipe clean the mirror. Because you can see, when you see a black dot on the Pratibhimbam, you are not going to clean your face because the dot is on the mirror. You can differentiate, I am pure, but impurity is because of this reflecting media, that mirror. So my sankalpam is to remove this dirt. So this mind is your mirror. In the mind, you can see, here Atmani is your mind. Don't take it asma. In your mind. In your mind, you can see the true nature. I have the free will to cleanse my mind. If I am not seeing my true nature right now, understandable, because my mind is polluted with vikalpam, ashavasam, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamacharyam, gunabedam, all that is there. If I take the Viveka Vairagya broom, I clean it, dust it, I will see my face absolutely clearly. So it is in my control. I don't need anybody. I need a Guru Kripa, of course. I need Satsangam, of course. But I can take responsibility. You see, sometimes even if you are impoverished, you have no ability to achieve something, you may take help from others. But the real happiness is you are independent to do yourself. That you are able to do yourself. Believe me. That's why when things happen to you, you don't go to God. And all life is going very well. Unless you are learned, you understand the truth, you will not pray. Why? I go to work, make money, everything goes well. That is the very nature of you, because you want to be independent, free. So that is possible in this Janma. Yata swapne tata pitruloke. Suppose I am not able to see it because my mind is not cleansed, or I didn't bother to look at the Vedantam anyway. I deceased. Now I pass. So when I pass this body, we saw all that thing in the previous mantras. What happened to Chidabhasham, your pranas, with all your vasanas? You go, you are thirsty and hungry. Hopefully, your children will feed you through tarpanas, or your punyas feeds you, and you are looking for another embodiment. So you stationed in a Pitraloka. Imagine it is in the moon, okay? On the Pitraloka. There, I pursue my pursuit to have Atma Jnanam. I left it in the earth. When I left this embodiment, I carried with me the thirst of knowledge. I want to know about myself. Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam. You will also see it because you tat prayatnam tad bhavati. So you will get the result. But that will be like swapna. So you will not be able to see like you see in a mirror because you don't have the pratyaksha pramanas, you don't have the upatis to give you the clarity of vision. It is like a dream. Even today, when you dream and you want to explain the next day morning to somebody, it doesn't come very clearly. It looks like I was just going that side and you came. You have to invent those gaps because it is in a different world that you felt that experience. So here Amrita Prabhu is saying, if you miss this earth, naturally your next stop is the Pitraloka. We're talking about the Punyatmas here. So in the Pitraloka, if you try this, you will be like a swapna. You can't do it. Then you say, oh, don't worry about that because I do a lot of punyam. So I do all this Sita Kalyanam, Rama Kalyanam, bhajans, yagyam. I do everything. So naturally, like Bhagavatam says, I will go to Devaloka, Swargaloka, Gandharvaloka. There I can be there. So here he says, Yata apsu parivattatruse. So if you go to that, where? Tata Gandharvaloki. In the Gandharvalokam, in the heavenly bodies, when you go, you will see Parivattatrushe, your Atmajnanam, but that will be Yata like Apsu. Apsu means water. When you see your image in the water, compare now, you are looking your image in the water, muddy or clean water, doesn't matter. Then imagine you are dreaming, imagine you're looking at a mirror. You can see the comparative status of it. Swapna also you'll struggle. The water also will be struggle because you won't be able to see. Sometimes this, Apsu means water or any reflecting surface, not as good as a mirror. Your nose will be bigger, your head is lean, you are shorter, you are wavery. Why is that? You know, in Gandharva Lokam, you are more powerful, right? Why can't I see it? You are not more powerful, you have more bogas. More bogas you have, you are the Vishyananda, your mind is always in Chalinam. Should I watch the 3 o'clock show of Rambai or 4 o'clock Urvashi, or I go to have a ride with Narada, go around sing bhajans across the board? I'm so busy with so many things. The Atmakyanam takes a lower precedence, or even if I try that very hard, you find it very nebulous, very ambiguous. That's why Bhumi is called Karma Bhumi. This is a place where you can take stock of your papas, your punyas, and balance it out and do something about it. Because every other world you go, you are in an expenditure mode. You expend your papas in naragas and come out, or you expend your punya in swargas and come down. So there you are spending, not yearning. So now you say, okay, no, see, I tried to postpone this Atma Jnanam, right? That's why I argue. Like children say, study for the exam. They say, no, no, no. Study holidays will come, I'll study there. So like that, we delay until the retirement age or post-retirement age to study this. Then we say, maybe next Janma. Now I say, look, I genuinely work very hard. I did a lot of karma pasna. Many Janmas I took it. I will reach Brahmaloka. So that is definitely a case because when you are in the in Vedas tell you that you are always rewarded. You go to Brahmaloka. How? What happened if I go to Brahmaloka? Can I not pursue this? Of course, you can pursue it because the Brahmaloka, the ultimate area where you can attain through Kramamukti, is Brahmaloka. Where is Lord Brahma seated? The Pradama Jiva, the first manifested divinity, who himself is always doing penance, the penance of who am I, Pachabhajapam. This is called Kasya hai. Brahma is called Kasya hai. Kaha, Kasya hai. Because he was asking question, who am I? Who am I all the time? So you will go to him and he is such a jnana guru and he will say, okay, welcome my boy. I will teach you Brahma Jnanam. By the way, shall we start from Tattvabodha? So he will sound the bell to you. Did I hear this word before? Yes. Where? In the Bhuloka. Oh, is the same lessons? Yeah. Same teaching method? Yeah. Same effort I need to put? Yeah. So what have I done so long? Nothing. You just jumped across and attained the most impossible thing to attain, Brahmaloka, because you did a lot of tapas. You transcend all this. You will not descend anymore, but you will not ascend until you get the Atma Jnanam. Therefore, study Kathopanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, but you got a lucky, got a fantastic guru, Brahma, you will achieve it. There, the Atma Jnana Darshan will be Chaya Tapayoriva. Chaya Atapa. Atapa means light. You can say sun or light or Surya, whatever. So, like Chaya means shadow and the light. So, you will see the Atma Darshanam like a sun and a shadow. Where? Brahmaloke, in Brahmaloka. This example, this metaphor, this simile, is deep for contemplation. If you take as a sun, Chaya is darkness. How can I see darkness and the sun together? No way. That means I will see Atma. Atma alone. I will see it. Such a clarity. Now, now we know it. Now there are four choices for us to get Atma Jnanam, Atma Darshanam. In this birth, in this Janma, in this world, where I see the true nature of myself in my inside, called Sakshatkaram. To do that, I must clean up my mind. I need to do whatever needs to be done to achieve that. In case if I die before I achieve it, Krishna promised me in the Bhagavad Gita, as per the Vedas, I'll continue my next birth in a right place where these facilities get enlarged for me, and I continue. Therefore, in maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 birth, I attain that salvation. So it is a pramanam that Vedas gives you. So I can pursue this. But if I die, then my chances of getting it in the Pitirlokam is very minimal. Neither in the Gandharva Lokam. Brahmalokam, yeah, definitely I can get it. Best guru, best teacher, better than any gurus here. Fine. But I cannot go to Brahmalokam. Because when I go to Vedas, give me a ticket to Brahmaloka straight away, Concord. They say, no, you cannot reach there. This is called a Krama Mukti. Do karma upasana. Then you say, I heard this before. Yes, there is no other choice. If you take the route of graduating yourself gradually, do what is needed. Without Vedanta, no. Keep the Vedanta because you need to have that Lakshyam you need to have. I need to attain that. It is frightening because I cannot wait that long. So when you are impatient, positively impatient, and also realize the fallacy of the argument of taking a long-winded route to go to Brahmaloka, there's no guarantee. Bhagavan says, in Bhagavad Gita, the Nishtha is dangerous. You cannot hold on to the Nishtha. Why Lord Shiva is always doing a penance? Vishnu is lying down and doing a penance. Amba is penance. Buddha is half eyes closed penance. Any great saints are in penance. What are they doing? They achieved their everything. They are God. Because that position of divinity, if you want to maintain it, you need to have the nishtha. Because the Maya Shakti is waiting to pull you down. Because she wants to play. She is a Brahma Shakti. She wants to play. At the end of the day, she knows all in one. Okay? But I create a play, and then you come out of this play and say, look, I have enough of this play. I want to get salvation. Then she gives you the grace. Then she checks, are you in the Nishtha? Are you maintaining the focus? I give a lecture and then afternoon I go and go to the pub, drink, and then frolic, gamble, all the illegal things I do. I'm done. Maya puts me down. My knowledge becomes wasted, futile. So the Nishtha you need to have. So therefore my preference would be what Yamadharma is trying to tell Naciketas is that Naciketas, at a young age, you ask the question, therefore, grab it. You are very much there because this is the most simplistic of the studies. Ayye Adisulabham, Bhagavan Ramana says, because you are not going to learn a new chemistry equation, physics equation, mathematics to do, because you are not learning an object of learning, object of knowledge. You are trying to learn the learner, which is yourself. So, what tools you need to learn yourself? Nothing. So, to know the Atma Jnanam, do I need to learn Sanskrit? Do I need to learn Vedas? Do I need to? No. Just seek at the guidance of a guru whose grace will shine upon you. This is also a very important statement, I say. As Veda says, sometimes the gurus are also not attaining the Atma Bodham, Atma Darshanam, but the Shishya gets it. How? The Guru gives the Jnanam, the Shishya's Shraddha Bhakti goes into the Guru's words and then comes to you and show it to you. Say Sukha, you know, Veda Vyasa is writing all this Vedas and Puranas and all these things, family life. Sukha, his son, he goes away. He's a Vyasa almost prostrated him as the Atma Jnani. Because Vyasa is his Guru. But Guru Kripa is needed. But the Atma within you has to bless you, and that has to come out of the Ishvara, or Guru Ishvara, to do that. So that is possible only in this human birth and in this Janma. That's why this reason was given. Okay? Now, I understand now. I have to really do this Janma. I take it. But can you tell me how to, can you tell me how I can do this? Why? Just now I told you, you go home and then start practicing it. Yeah. The moment I go to the car park, take my car, phone call comes in, fantastic movie at 1 o'clock. Do you want to go? So the Vishaya Anandas coming to me and take me. Chalida Manasaka. So please give me something so that I can wade through this and maintain it. This is what the Shishya is asking in his mind. So Raja therefore answers him. He says, Indriyanam Pradak Bhavam Udayas Tamayau Chayat. Pradagut Utpatya Mananam Matva Dhiro na Soshati. Dhiro na Soshati. Naciketas, if you are a Dhira, you will not worry about that. When? Matva, if you know it. What I should know. What did you just now say? The Vishayas, all the objects of the world are distracting you. The world object is not you. They are out there, right? They are not coming and telling you, take me, take me. The apple on that basket is not telling me, Raja, please eat me. No, it is there. So something from me goes to it and say, it's interesting. Let me eat. Let me see. Let me touch. That is called Indriya Shakti. The Indriya Shakti is what you need to consider for controlling, not the object. Again, important insight. So if you know this and if you are taking control of your Indriyas, doesn't matter where you live. You can have a perfect penance in the middle of a cabaret, in a pub, because you are in control. But sometimes you are worried that you may not in control. Therefore, you go to Himalayas, go to Rishikesh, go to all the guhas. Nothing wrong. You must do it. You must find a way to move away from that which distracts you. But it is also possible if you have the control of the mind or the Trina Buddhi, Divya Sankalpam, you can be anywhere. So never be judgmental of somebody who's sitting in the middle of the pub. Of course, he's not drinking, with his friend is drinking, he's standing, sitting there. And if he's meditating it, he can do it. Of course, we don't prefer that. So the point, therefore, is the external objects, the context is immaterial. Therefore, I don't need to go and clean up the world. I can do the cleaning of the world for the world's reason. Oh, I am dusting the house, dusting the hall, dusting everything else for others' benefit. That's fine. But for my Atma Jnanam, Atma Darshanam, my spiritual pursuit, all this worldly activity has very little to do. Of course, except to give me clear mind. Karma Yoga, you do it. A Karma Yogi cannot become an Atma Jnani, but he will be propelled towards the Atma Jnana path because his mind will start looking for Atma Jnana. It is not, okay, it's a consequential effect, but it is not a direct effect. Okay. Shraddhava lapate jnanam. If you have a shraddha in doing what you do, you get jnanam. Jnanameva kaivalyam. Only by jnanam you get the kaivalyam. Okay. Now I discard the worldly objects. I don't need to worry about it. I will never complain. The noise is affecting me. The American politics is now letting me not do my prayers. All that is a rubbish argument. Doesn't with you. But then my mind is going there. You say rubbish argument, but mind is just goes to WhatsApp and go to that, and then it gets stuck. So the focus is your indriyas. Now, it's good thing you say, I go into the WhatsApp now. You say my mind is going. That's a clear promotion. The moment you don't say I say my, it is not you. So my mind is going after this, going after that. Like my dog is going here and there. So I go to a dog trainer, I get it trained. Don't go poo in the house, go to the garden and do it. I can train it. Because it's my dog, not me, mine. So I dissociate my ahankaram. I say, my mind, my indriyas goes around. Then I must look at the indriyas. It says, Pritak utpatyamananam. Pritak, that means all these indriyas, there are 5 indriyas, right? Jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas. All these indriyas, the very intrinsic, subtle powers, they come out of Akasha and all the Panjabhutas. That means they are all made out of fine matter. Understand very carefully. We colloquially say mind and matter, as if mind is not the matter. At certain gross level, yes. In Vedanta, mind is a matter. Indriyas are the matter. Like, for example, a touch sensation. Yeah, if something touches, either the heat or a cold or a loving touch or a aggressive touch, I know it. Which hand the touch was happened, I know it. How does it know it? Physically, we'll say there are a lot of nerve centers, millions of nerve endings are there, and there are fine receptors called cutaneous receptors. Those receptors are very various kind. Some are very fine, some are thick, some senses light, some senses heat, cold, some senses pressure. At different pressure, different nerve endings are there. So when that pressure happens, that mechanical impact is converted into electrical signal. So a lot of chemicals, piezo 2 is a protein that goes there and takes it. And then in the neuron, there's an axon which creates one signal goes to the spinal cord, one goes to the skin. So when that touch happens, whether it is a gentle breeze caresses my skin, or somebody holds my hand, that conversion happens. The signal travels to my spinal cord. Spinal cord takes it to the thalamus region, my brain. Brain got a body map. It says where the signal come from my right hand. That means right hand. Somebody is putting your hand with this kind of pressure, this kind of thermal temperature, the temperature on his hand. All these things happen. They are all matter, protein, energy, all this matter. So when you dissect it more and more, see, it's not matter, it is energy, you say. But this is what Einstein said. Yeah, they are not different. One angle is energy, one angle is matter. E equals mc square and all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, he is a rishi himself. So you cannot differentiate matter and energy. So whenever you see a matter, there is energy in it. When you see a tree, it is keeping quiet. No, when you put a particular resonance meter in a tree, it is full of noises. So much going on. At some frequency, they look solidified. So all matters. But how can the matter have the intelligence? How can I dissect the brain and say the thalamus region, this particular neuron gives you this signal? Yeah, but who decodes it? Who say it is? How does the sentient principle be matter? It cannot be. Science doesn't accept it as a matter. So does Veda. So there is something not matter, ajadam, chetanam, consciousness, awareness. It may have locative positioning in the skin and everywhere, but it is everywhere. So I am not the indriyas. So I'm looking at the bare minimum part of my body, which brings me the Vishayas, because the whole objective is Vishaya, right? We want to be free from the Vishayas. So what he's saying is that Vishayas are not you. They are different from the Atma. So, so okay, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is you discard them like you discard the Vishaya. Don't give importance to Indriyas. So what happened to them if you don't give importance to it? If you watch the program, dogs behaving badly in I think Channel 4. It's a fantastic program. It's about, I like the program because the the people who grooms dogs, they have difficulty with the dogs. Some will just keep on licking the face or eating food from the fridge and all kind of cheeky things they do. The owners don't know how to control them. The trainer comes in, he observes how they deal with them, and he gives a treatment, not to the dog, to the owner. And one of the treatment is like, for example, dispassion. When it comes and licks your face, don't show love. Keep a stern face and say, no. You see that? So now you're putting an act, right? You love the dog, but you have to correct it. So you say, no. You sit down, then you say, good boy, and give a chocolate to it. So you train them. The dog becomes, in 2-3 minutes in the show, they show how they changes. It's very revealing, which means the uncontrollable indriyas, the dogs of our bodies and the mind can be controlled. Not in a brute force of I hold my nose and everything control. No, but just giving them what they want, slowly but gently. So this is what this mantra says. We'll do one more and then we go. So in the seventh mantra, I think this mantra will be very familiar to you because we read something like this in the Kathopanishad before. So what he is saying here, Indriyepyaha param mano manasaha sattvam uttamam sattvadati mahan atma mahado avyaktam uttamam. Vashakara, when he come to this thing, he says, yeah, this is as told before. He just ignores it with a couple of words only. Because if you remember in the Kathopanishad, in the first chapter, third Valli, we saw this mantra, Indriyepyo paraheta adepyascha param manaha manastu parabuddhi chabuddher atma mahan para. Exactly same mantra. So why is he repeating it? So that means there's an indication, when you listen to good speakers, when they are saying something they started saying in the beginning, that means they are coming to an end. Upasamharam, just concluding, he's just making it, repeating it again. He's saying, I told you to control the indriyas, not the vishayas, to start with, because indriyas are within your control. But now I tell you, it doesn't stop there. Because indriyepyah param manaha, your mind is superior than indriyas. So when the indriyas give me the sensation that there is somebody touching me, and indriyas being insentient, just energy, matter, they have no intellect. By the way, I give one small anecdote. Nowadays you all go to artificial intelligence, go to computers, and it generates a lot of text. The truth is, when the generative AI produces the eloquent text for you, it may have hallucination, may have mistakes, doesn't matter. Even if it makes a very good text for you, it does not know what it creates. Do you understand that? It has no idea what it's doing. It has been trained to produce the text, but after every phrase, what phrase should most likely come, and all kind of contextual algorithms are working. But in terms of understanding the biggest and supreme computer system of the world today that produces AI does not know what it is doing. This I will give you in writing. Nobody will argue with this. But I cannot say to a human being, when he makes a statement, I cannot say this person has no knowledge of what he is saying. Because the intelligence in human beings are very different, because there is a consciousness inside. So these indriyas, which are giving the touch sensation to my mind, therefore it is insentient. Something should tell me that I am being touched in my right hand. What is that? Something superior to indriyas. What is superior to indriyas? Manaha, manas. Oh, that means manas is Chetana. Well, I cannot really say, because in a deep sleep, mind is not there. So I don't think mind is the right place for it. It says, therefore, manasaha Sattvam Uttamam. For understanding Vedanta, we call Manas everything, right? Vedanta splits Manas into Buddhi. So Sattvam here is Buddhi, the finest faculty of the mind that discriminate and make decisions. It says, Manasaha Sattvam Uttamam. Sattvam is Buddhi is better than mind. Now I understand. It is the Buddhi that really makes everything. The Buddhi. So I must really look at my Buddhi. So I think this, if you come to this understanding and if you implement, we already achieved many things. What do you mean implement? I am I am eager to smoke cigarette. The cigarette smell something entices me. The smell comes through my indriyas. It comes to me. The mind likes that lagri. It gives me liam or drug, any drug. It wants it. Let's have it. Let's have it. What does the buddhi tells you? Hey, this is addictive. It causes cancer. It makes you mad. Gives you nervous syndrome. So what do? The same experience you can have it going to Namasankirtanam. Go to a movie. Go there. So now what I surrender my indriyas and mind to my buddhi. Understand? So this is a prakriya. This is a sadhana. What I'm telling you is a sadhana. Raya prakriya is called. You take one and bring into the other. You can say in so many complicated way. I'm just giving you a very simple understanding of it. So the buddhi becomes the predominant force to teach me how to go forward. Now let's park there for our laukika vishya. So all my laukika vishya. But then you will say, well, I think with my buddhi to go, his buddhi says go there. So which buddhi I should take? Now that means buddhi also has to be a shuddha buddhi. The buddhi has to really understand the dharma jnana. So buddhi has to be aligned with the nature. But buddhi also part of the mind. So how can it be insentient? Sentient. So he says, Mahataha Sattva Adi Mahatma. So your buddhi, what is bigger than the buddhi, is samashti buddhi, universal consciousness. So don't just take your buddhi as the ultimate, the universal consciousness. That means my knowledge, my intellect is a supreme. No, there's something beyond that, which is the collective intelligence of the whole world. This is where the dharma comes in, nyaya comes in, hiranyagarbha comes in. So I must have validate my mind. From upasana point of view, here I am forgetting my sensation, I'm stilling my mind, I am focusing on my buddhi. That buddhi now I offer to the universal buddhi. What does it mean? That means I stop doing intellectual process. I stop analyzing it. Analysis is paralysis. Sometimes a simple sloga to understand the meaning, you can just see the meaning will be standing in front of you if you have bhakti shraddha. But if you start taking notes and doing from lot of acharyas, you'll give lots of knowledge. The meaning is gone. So what do? You take the buddhi and do upasana in the Mahat Atma. I mean, you attain a samadhi in the thing. So you live in a tranquil state. So you do a japam, Vishnu Sahasranam Paranam finish, the Ramanama japam. The japam stops with the Om Kara sound. The Om sound recites, and then in absolute quiet. But you may fall into sleep. That's why you open the eyes halfway. That's the reason why in yoga The eyes are open halfway. Just stop it here. So without sleeping, you do the upasana. So you attain peace and shanti. You are understanding the Mahat Atma. Now, what is this Mahat Atma? It also sounds like a buddhi. Yes, Hiranyagarbha. But Mahataha Avyaktam Uttamam. After even when you transcend that, what happened? You have the darkness of Maya Shakti. So the darkness of Maya Shakti means don't be afraid. It is the Garbhavasham, which is the womb of the everything else. Everything comes out of it. It is called darkness. Harihi, Vishnuhu, all pervasive. Krishna, darkness. Everything is there, and you are there. Are you alone there? You are alone there? No, I see darkness. Kind of a holy darkness. It just gives me bliss. Yoga Samadhi I am in. But if you are there and you are seeing this darkness, avyaktam everywhere, you are the light. Because anything can, here light is used very poetically. You need light to see things. I see the whole avyakta maya in me alone. So I am the Swayam Prakasham. I am the Atma. You see? So that is the process of going there. Now, you see, you give up one to attain the other. Vishaya vasanas, Indriya, nivritti, Indriya control. Then Manonasham, Chitta Vritti Nirodham, Yogam. Then Grada Buddhi. Then Yoga Samadhi. Like that. You take this process of Upasana, just takes you through that. That means you are giving away something, right? So until you become one with the Hiranyagarbha, that means you are in a tapas, you are not thinking, there's no bhajan, there's no navasangeetam, there's no God, there is no thing. The breathing happens, there's nischalam, you feel a bliss. You don't know how long you are there. No. That means you have given up the telephone call, given up your wife's call for dinner, given up your friends, given up the smell that comes out. This is called apara vairagyam. Apara means outside, vairagya means dispassion. So when you have apara vairagyam, you achieve all these things. But when I am transcending from avyaktam, from the Mahan Atma, which is the Hiranyagarbha state, avyaktam, I need to have paravairagya. What is that? You have to remember all this in Patanjali. So to be, we read that. Vashikaram, example one. If I am aware that I am blissfully sitting, that itself a bliss, because I had discarded everything else, I am blissful. But I know I am blissful. I know I've given up everything else. I know I see this pervasive of darkness, paripurna darkness. So the I still sitting there. So when I give up that I, it's called a para-vairagya. See, the word para, para generally says superior. The param also means sukshma, subtler. Like indriyam, manas, mana is param than the indriyam. That means manas is more subtle than the indriyas. Buddhi, subtler than the mind. Mahanatma, subtler than the buddhi. Avyaktam, the subtlest of all. So param means sukshma. So param means superior, param means sukshma. And param also means vyapakam. It is all over the place. All over the place. Vyapakam. So what we see in this mantra is that this janma is important, this life is important, this time is important. Don't wait for another 10 years to come. Start acquiring the Atma Jnanam. Do what is needed. Purify the mind. Do all the karmas. Listen to the Vedanta class. And if you want to really take it seriously, you do the Vaya Prakriya. That means you spend time listening to Vedanta Vicharam, then meditate where you concede Vishayas into Indriyas, Indriyas to mind, mind to the Buddhi, Buddhi to the cosmic Buddhi, and then slowly trans into the Avyakta. Okay, we stop it here. We take it in the next class. Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Om Sakana Bhavatu.
Sakano Punaktu.
Sakana Bhavatu.
Sakaviryam Karavavahai.
Sakana Viryam Karavavahai.
Tejasvinavadidamastu.
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
Ma Vitvishavahe.
मा विद्विषावहै
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ॐ
Om
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्तिः
Shanti.
Om Tatsate.
हरि
Hari
ओम्
Om
तत्सत्
Tatsate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raja.
Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji.
Thank you very much, both of you.
I
Really,
wish to
thank you.
remind you, tomorrow's function is there, and Raja will be releasing his book in London.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So please put it in our diary as a priority function for tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.